I request the permission of the Honorable Chief Justice to commence the proceedings.
Yes.
The authorization issued by the Honorable Governor is received. It reads, Arif Muhammad Khan, Governor of Kerala, order dated 21st March 2024. By virtue of the provisions of Article 219 of the Constitution of India, I, Arif Muhammad Khan, the Governor of Kerala, do hereby appoint Sri Justice Ashish Jitendra Desai, the Chief Justice, High Court of Kerala, to administer the oath or affirmation in the form set out for the purpose in the third schedule of the Constitution of India to Shri Mullappally Abdul Aziz Abdul Hakhim, Syam Kumar Vadakke Mudavakkat, Harisankar Vijayan Menon, Manu Sreedharan Nair, Easwaran Subramani, and Manoj Pulamby Madhavan appoint as additional judges of Kerala High Court before they enter upon their respective office. Signed, Arif Muhammad Khan. Sri Mullappally Abdul Aziz Abdul Hakhim is requested to occupy the seat to take oath. The warrant of appointment issued by the Honorable President of India is received. It reads, by virtue of the power vested in me by Clause 1 of Article 224 of the Constitution of India, I, Draupadi Murmu, President of India, do hereby appoint Sri Mullappally Abdul Aziz Abdul Hakhim to be an additional judge of High Court of Kerala for a period of 2 years with effect from the date he assumes charge of his office, given at Rashtrapati Bhavan, New Delhi, this 20th day of March in the year 2024, 30th Falguna, 1945 Shaka, in the 75th year of Republic of India. Signed, President of India.
I, Mullappally Abdul Aziz Abdul Hakhim,
Having been appointed additional judge of the High Court of Kerala,
having been appointed additional judge of the High Court of Kerala,
do swear in the name of God
do swear in the name of God
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established,
that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India,
that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India,
that I will duly and faithfully and to the best of my ability, knowledge and judgment
that I will duly and faithfully and to the best of my ability, knowledge and judgment
perform the duties of my office without fear or favor, affection or ill will,
perform the duties of my office without fear or favor, affection or ill will,
and that I will uphold the Constitution and the laws.
that I will uphold the Constitution and the laws.
I request Sri Syam Kumar Vadakke Mudavakkat to occupy the seat to take oath. The warrant of appointment. By virtue of power vested in me by Clause 1 of Article 224 of the Constitution of India, I, Draupadi Murmu, President of India, do hereby appoint Sri Syam Kumar Vadakke Mudavakkat to be an additional judge of Kerala High Court for a period of 2 years with effect from the date he assumes charge of his office, given at Rashtrapati Bhavan, New Delhi, this 20th day of March in the year 2024, 30th Falguna 1945 Shaka, in the 75th year of the Republic of India. Signed, the President of India.
I, Syam Kumar Vadakke Mudavakkat,
Having been appointed additional judge of the High Court of Kerala,
having been appointed additional judge of the High Court of Kerala,
do swear in the name of God
do swear in the name of God
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established,
that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India,
that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India,
that I will duly and faithfully and the best of my ability, knowledge and judgment
that I will duly and faithfully and to the best of my ability, knowledge and judgment
perform the duties of my office without fear or favor, affection or ill will,
perform the duties of my office without fear or favor, affection or ill will,
and that I will uphold the Constitution and the laws.
and that I will uphold the Constitution and the laws.
I request Shri Harisankar Vijayan Menon to occupy the seat to take the oath. The warrant of appointment. By virtue of the power vested in me by clause 1 of Article 224 of the Constitution of India, I, Draupadi Murmu, President of India, do hereby appoint Shri Harisankar Vijayan Menon to be an additional judge of Kerala High Court for a period of 2 years with effect from the date he assumes charge of his office, given at Rashtrapati Bhavan, New Delhi, this 20th day of March in the year 2024, 30th Falguna 1945 Shaka, in the 75th year of Republic of India. Signed, President of India.
I,
Harisankar Vijayan Menon,
having been appointed additional judge of the High Court of Kerala,
having been appointed additional judge of the High Court of Kerala,
do swear in the name of God
do swear in the name of God
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established,
that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India,
that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India,
that I will duly and faithfully and to the best of my ability, knowledge and judgment
that I will duly and faithfully and to the best of my ability, knowledge and judgment
perform the duties of my office without fear or favor, affection or ill will,
perform the duties of my office without fear or favor, affection or ill will,
and that I will uphold the Constitution and the laws.
and that I will uphold the Constitution and the laws.
I request Sri Manu Sreedharan Nair to occupy the seat to take the oath. The warrant of appointment. By virtue of the power vested in me by clause 1 of Article 224 of the Constitution of India, I, Draupadi Murmu, President of India, do hereby appoint Sri Manu Sreedharan Nair to be an additional judge of the Kerala High Court for a period of 2 years with effect from the date he assumes charge of his office, given at Rashtrapati Bhavan, New Delhi, this 20th day of March in the year 2024, 30th Falguna 1945 Shakha, in the 75th year of Republic of India. Signed, the President of India.
I,
Manu Sreedharan Nair,
having been appointed additional judge of the High Court of Kerala,
having been appointed additional judge of the High Court of Kerala,
do swear in the name of God
do swear in the name of God
that I will bear
That
true
I will-
faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established,
that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India,
that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India,
that I will duly and faithfully and to the best of my ability, knowledge and judgment
that I will duly and faithfully and to the best of my ability, knowledge and judgment
perform the duties of my office without fear or favor, affection or ill will,
perform the duties of my office without fear or favor, affection or ill will,
and that I will uphold the Constitution and the laws.
and that I will uphold the Constitution and the laws.
I request Sri Easwaran Subramani to occupy the seat to take oath. The warrant of appointment. By virtue of the power vested in me by clause 1 of Article 224 of the Constitution of India, I, Draupadi Murmu, President of India, do hereby appoint Sri Easwaran Subramani to be an additional judge of the High Court of Kerala for a period of 2 years with effect from the date he assumes charge of his office, given at Rashtrapati Bhavan, New Delhi, this 20th day of March in the year 2024, 30th Falguna, 1945 Shakha, in the 75th year of Republic of India. Signed, President of India.
I,
Easwaran Subramani,
having been appointed additional judge of the High Court of Kerala,
having been appointed additional judge of the High Court of Kerala,
do swear in the name of God
do swear in the name of the God
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established,
that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India,
that I will uphold sovereignty and integrity of India,
that I will duly and faithfully and to the best of my ability, knowledge and judgment
that I will duly and faithfully and to the best of my ability, knowledge and judgment
perform the duties of my office without fear or favor, affection or ill will,
perform the duties of my office without fear or favor, affection or ill will,
and that I will uphold the Constitution and the laws.
and that I will uphold the Constitution and the laws.
I request Sri Manoj, Pulamby, Madhavan to occupy the seat to take the oath. the warrant of appointment. By virtue of the power vested in me by Clause 1 of Article 224 of the Constitution of India, I, Draupadi Murmu, President of India, do hereby appoint Sri Manoj Pulamby Madhavan to be an additional judge of the Kerala High Court for a period of 2 years with effect from the date he assumes charge of his office. Given at Rashtrapati Bhavan, New Delhi, this 20th day of March in the year 2024, 30th Falguna 1945 Shaka, in the 75th year of Republic of India. Signed, the President of India.
I,
Manoj Pulamby Madhavan, having
been appointed Additional Judge of the High Court of Kerala,
been appointed Additional Judge of High Court of Kerala,
do swear in the name of God
do swear in the name of God
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of India as by law established,
that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India,
that I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India,
that I will duly and faithfully and to the best of my ability, knowledge and judgment
that I will duly and faithfully and to the best of my ability, knowledge and judgment
perform the duties of my office without fear or favor, affection or ill will,
perform the duties of my office without fear or favor, affection or ill will,
and that I will uphold the Constitution and the laws.
and that I will uphold the Constitution and the law.
Now, ceremonial speech.
Honorable the Chief Justice of the High Court of Kerala, Mr. Justice Ashish Jitendra Desai, Honorable Mr. Justice Mullappally Abdul Aziz Abdul Hakhim, Judge High Court of Kerala, Honorable Mr. Justice Syam Kumar, Judge High Court of Kerala, Honorable Mr. Justice Harisankar Vijayan Menon, Judge High Court of Kerala, Honorable Mr. Justice Manu Sreedharan Nair, Judge High Court of Kerala, Honorable Mr. Justice Easwaran Subramani, Judge High Court of Kerala, Honorable Mr. Justice Manoj Pulamby Madhavan, Judge High Court of Kerala, Honorable Judges of the High Court of Kerala, Honorable former Judges of the High Court of Kerala, Shri Ashokam Charian, Additional Advocate General Kerala, Shri T.A. Shaji, Director General of Prosecutions Kerala, Shri Gracious Kuriakos, Additional Director General of Prosecutions Kerala, Shri K.N. Anil Kumar, Chairman Bar Council of Kerala, Shri Yashwant Shenai, President of the Kerala High Court Advocates Association, Shri N.N. Sugunabalan, the President, Kerala High Court Senior Advocates Association, Srimati P.K. Shandamma, the State President, Federation of Women Lawyers, Senior law officers of the State of Kerala, Shri Ravindranath Menon, Senior Central Standing Council Taxes and other law officers of the Central Government, Senior Advocates of the High Court of Kerala, esteemed members of the Bar, Registrar General, Registrars and staff of the High Court of Kerala, family members of newly appointed judges, staff of the Advocate General's Office, advocate clerks, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a momentous occasion for us. We gather to honor the elevation of 6 outstanding advocates to the esteemed office of Judges of the High Court. They are elevated as additional judges of the High Court. This is a significant landmark in their careers. We all know these elevated advocates in their Purva ashram. They all have long been pillars of our legal community. They all are known for their deep understanding of the law and their tireless advocacy. They have dedicated countless hours to the pursuit of law and justice. The journey from advocate to judge is not an easy one. It requires exceptional legal expertise. Today, we witness the culmination of their hard work and dedication. We also celebrate the qualities that have brought them to this esteemed position. We celebrate their integrity, their intellect, and their unwavering commitment to the pursuit of justice. Honorable Mr. Justice Abdul Hakhim Mullappally Abdul Aziz has completed his successful 32 years in the bar. He has LLB and LLM in Mercantile Laws from Government Law College, Ernakulam. He has been a senior associate advocate of Minatur and Aziz, which was established in the year 1978. He has been practicing before the High Court of Kerala, the Debt Recovery Tribunal, the Debt Recovery Appellate Tribunal, and the Supreme Court. Mr. Jesse's father, late Mr. M. Abdul Aziz, was a senior advocate. His mother is M.H. Subaida. His wife is Srimati Manjusha. The happy couple have 3 children. One, Aziz Mushtaq, is an advocate and is presently doing LLM in Nuwaz. Their daughter Fatima Afrin is studying BA in Philosophy in Lady Sreedharan College, New Delhi. The youngest son, Muhammad Fardeen, is studying in 9th standard. Honorable Mr. Justice Syam Kumar VM commenced practice in Thrissur in the year 1996. After completing post-graduation, specializing in maritime law, shifted practice to Mumbai in the year 1999 and practiced on the Admiralty side of the High Court of Bombay under late S. Venkateswaran, Senior Advocate, and Justice K.R. Shriram. Returned to Kerala in the year 2000 and joined Southern Law Chambers, a law firm which had Justice T. Kochuthomman, Justice M.U. Isaac, and Justice Matthews P. Matthew as former partners. His areas of practice were Admiralty and Shipping Law, Constitutional Law, Civil and Commercial Law. He has regularly appeared on behalf of major shipping companies. Honorable Mr. Justice Harisankar V. Menon has completed his LLB from Government Law College, Ernakulam. He has enrolled on December 31st, 1997. He has specialized in taxation and constitution with a focus on all taxation statutes alike. His wife, Advocate Meera V. Menon, is also a practicing lawyer at the Kerala High Court for the past 26 years. His daughter, Advocate Parvati Menon, also practices at the High Court of Kerala. He is privileged to be a 4th generation lawyer. The legacy continues with his daughter with the 5th generation of the lineage coming into the profession. He has been a very successful lawyer. Honorable Mr. Justice Manu Sreedharan Nair has been an advocate in the High Court of Kerala since December 1998. He has appeared for several local self-government institutions and he has represented several cooperative banks. He was attached to the office of the Learned Advocate General, Mr. K. Gopalakrishna Group. It is noteworthy that he has more than 250 reported cases involving substantial legal issues. He was appointed as Central Government Counsel and also as Central Government Counsel for Lakshadweep Administration in 2015. He has been in the panel of several central government institutions, held the charge of the Standing Counsel for CBI for the High Court of Kerala. He was engaged by the NIA for the High Court since November 2021, has got redesignated as Deputy Solicitor General of India with effect from 13/9/2022. Mr. Justice's father, Sri K.S. Sreedharan Nair, was a headmaster. His mother is Srimati D. Sati Devi. His wife, Dr. M.G. Demya, is an Ayurveda physician. They have two children, Sri M studying in 11th standard and Sreedharan studying in 7th standard. Honorable Mr. Justice Easwaran Subramani is the fourth generation lawyer. Mr. Justice is the grandson of late S. Easwaran, senior advocate and former member of parliament from 1952 to 1957. Late S. Easwaran grandfather and late E. Subramani father were designated senior counsels. Late E. Subramani great-grandfather was the legal advisor to the Maharaja of Travancore. He has been practicing before the High Court and the Supreme Court and has rich bar experience. Has been doing practice on banking laws and insolvency cases and also service matters relating to public sector undertakings. Honorable Mr. Justice Manoj Pulamby Madhavan holds BA in Philosophy from Sri Keralavarma College, Thrissur, LLB from Symbiosis Law College, Pune, and LLM from School of Legal Studies, Cochin University of Science and Technology. He has been practicing before the High Court of Kerala since enrollment on 28/1999. He is specialist in constitutional matters, service matters, and civil and criminal matters. He has served as government leader for 2 terms. Mr. Justice's father, Sri P.M. Madhavan, was a deputy ranger with the Kerala Forest Department. His mother, Kalyani P.V., was a lower primary school teacher. His wife is Srimati Vinita P.K. They have 2 children. Manu P. Manoj is doing a diploma in animation. Manas P. Manoj is a 6th standard student. On behalf of the Advocate General of the State of Kerala and on behalf of all the government advocates and law officers of the state, I extend my hearty congratulations to the newly appointed judges. Your elevation is a testament to your hard work, your dedication, and your unwavering commitment to the principles of justice. May you uphold the highest ideals of the legal profession and inspire others to do the same. In closing, let us all join together in congratulating these outstanding individuals and wishing them every success as they embark on this new chapter in their careers. May they continue to be beacons of justice, guiding us towards a brighter and more just future for all. Thank you all.
Honorable Mr. Justice A.J. Desai, Chief Justice, Justice Abdul Aziz, Justice Syam Kumar, Justice Harisankar Menon, Justice Manu Nair, Justice Easwaran Subramani, Justice Manoj P. Madhavan, Judges of this Honorable Court, former Judges of this Honorable Court, Additional Advocate General, the Director General of Prosecution, State Attorney, Deputy Solicitor General of India, Chairman of Bar Council of Kerala, President of the Senior Advocates Association, Secretary and the Executive Committee members of the Kerala High Court Advocates Association, President of the Kerala Federation of Women Lawyers, respected senior advocates, the Registrar General and staff of this court, law officers of the state and the central government, advocate clerks, the family members of the newly appointed judges, and my colleagues at bar, my brothers and sisters. I, on behalf of the Kerala High Court Advocates Association, welcome the newly appointed judges and wish them all the good wishes and prayers of the members of the association. The Collegium recommendations, while discussing the suitability of candidates, discuss the inputs of the Department of Justice that seem to have categorized the candidates into competent, average, and even as a CPM sympathizer. Let me, on behalf of the association, make it clear. The moment each one of you took that oath of office, you are starting with a clean slate. Your past would not matter. The family and educational background that was delved upon by the Additional Advocate General would not matter. And all that would matter is how you conduct yourself in your new roles. Integrity was the common thread that was sought for by the collegium, and with that one quality, it is for you to conduct the proceedings of your court fairly. The expectation of the bar from each one of the judges is integrity, independence, impartiality, and fairness. Like any other organ of the state, judiciary is also manned by human beings, but the function of judiciary is distinctly different from other organs of the state in the sense its function is divine. Today, judiciary is the repository of public faith. It is the trustee of the people. It is the last hope of the people. After every knock at all the doors failed, people approach the judiciary as the last resort. It is the only temple worshipped by every citizen of this nation, regardless of religion, caste, sex, or place of birth. Integrity is the hallmark of judicial discipline. It must be grasped that judicial discipline is self-discipline. The responsibility is self-responsibility. Judicial discipline is inbuilt mechanism inherent in the system itself. Because of the position that you occupy and the enormous power you wield, no other authority can impose a discipline on you. This is all the more reasons why, as judges, you should exercise self-discipline of the highest standards. The character of a judge is being tested by the power he wields. Abraham Lincoln once said, "Nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power." Justice delivery system, like any other system in every walk of life, will fail and crumble down in the absence of integrity. The bar will always judge you. This cannot be put in a more better way than how Justice M.R. Mida put it in his farewell speech. In the court of justice, both the parties know the truth. It is the judge who is on trial. There is a fine balance between the bar and the bench that has to be maintained as the independence of judges and judiciary is supreme. The independence of the bar is on equal footing. It cannot be ignored and compromised, and if lawyers have the fear of judiciary or from elsewhere, it is not conducive to the effectiveness of judiciary itself. That would be self-destructive. Independent bar and independent bench form the backbone of democracy. In order to preserve the very independence, the observance of constitutional values, mutual reverence, and self-respect are absolutely necessary. Bar and bench are complementary to each other. Without active cooperation of the bar and bench, it is not possible to preserve the rule of law and its dignity. Francis Bacon has said about the judges ought to be more learned than witty, more reverent than plausible, and more advised than confident. Above all things, integrity is their portion and proper virtue. Patience and gravity of hearing is an essential part of justice, and an over-speaking judge is no well-tuned cymbal. A judge shall at all times have absolute control over his words, both written and spoken. Judicial restraint and discipline are as necessary to the orderly administration of justice as they are to the effectiveness of the army. The duty of restraint, this humility of function, should be constant theme for our judges. This quality in decision making is as much necessary for a judge to command respect as to protect the independence of judiciary. Respect to those who come before the court, as well as coordinate benches of the state, the executive and the legislature, there must be mutual respect. When these qualities fail, when litigants and public believe that the judge has failed in these qualities, it will neither be good for the judge nor for the judicial process. The judge's bench is a seat of power. Not only do judges have power to make binding decisions, their decisions legitimate the use of power by other officials. The judges have the absolute and unchallengeable control of the court domain, but they cannot misuse their authority by intemperate comments, undignified banter, or scathing criticism of counsel, parties, or witnesses. It needs no special emphasis to state that a judge is not to be guided by any kind of notion. The decision-making process expects a judge or an adjudicator to apply restraint ostracize perceptual subjectivity, make one's emotions subservient to one's reasoning and thinking dispassionately. He is expected to be guided by the expected norms of judicial process and decorum. A judgment must have rhetorics, but the said rhetoric has to be dressed with reason and must be in accord with legal principles. Otherwise, a mere rhetoric, especially in a judgment, may likely cause prejudice to a person, and courts are not expected to give any kind of prejudicial remarks against a person. In that context, a rhetoric becomes sans reason and without root. It is likely to blinden the thinking process. A judge is required to remember that humility and respect for temperance and chastity of thought are the bedrock of apposite expression. If the judiciary should be really independent, something more is necessary, and that we have to seek in the judge himself and not outside. A judge should be independent of himself. A judge is a human being with a bundle of passions and prejudices, likes and dislikes, affection and ill will, hatred and contempt, and fear and recklessness. In order to be a successful judge, these elements should be curbed and kept under restraint, and that is possible only by education, training, continued practice, and cultivation of a sense of humility and dedication to duty. These curbs can neither be bought in the market nor injected into the human system by the written or unwritten laws. If these things are there, even if any of the protective measures provided by the Constitution and the laws go, the independence of judiciary will not suffer. But with all these measures being there, still a judge may not be independent. It is the inner strength of judges alone that can save the judiciary. The life of a judge does not really call for great acts of self-sacrifice, but it does insist upon small acts of self-denial almost every day. As judges, you must remember that from now on, you are not acting alone. On each one of you rests the reputation of the judicial institution. The bad behavior of one judge has a rippling effect on the reputation of the judiciary as a whole. When the edifice of judiciary is built heavily on public confidence and respect, the damage by an obstinate judge would rip apart the entire judicial structure built upon the Constitution. Lastly, as you are about to enter your divine duty, I end my speech by quoting the Honorable Supreme Court. My son, do not forget my law, but let your heart keep my commands. Let not justice and truth forsake you. Bind them around your neck, write them on the tablet of your heart. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Now, reply speech by the newly elevated judges, starting from Honorable Justice Abdul Hakhim.
Companion Judges, Additional Director General K.P. Jayachandran, Kerala High Court Advocate Association President Sri Yashwant Shenai, and other dignitaries. And also my beloved father, late Senior Advocate Sri M.M. Abdul Aziz, whose presence I feel in the front row. It is who signed my enrollment certificate. Coincidentally, I received warrant of appointment on his death anniversary day. As a gesture of respect, I wear his robes on this momentous occasion. I feel the profound absence of my father-in-law, late Sri Muhammad Rafiq, and my esteemed colleague, late Sri C.B.J. Mullappally, on this occasion. Firstly, I bow my head in reverence to this majestic institution which shaped my character and life. It is this institution which has molded, nurtured, and fueled my growth as an advocate. It taught me how an advocate should be and should not be. Secondly, I assure the Honorable Member Judges of the Collegium of this Honorable Court and the Honorable Supreme Court that I would discharge my duties in full compliance with their faith reposed on me. Though my passion lay elsewhere, I pursued and entered this profession as my father was an advocate. Gradually, I realized that I was destined for this profession and began developing an affection for this profession. Practicing law became a passion for me, and in return, this profession reciprocated by providing cases from Municipal Court to Supreme Court, assuring a dignified and decent life. I am happy that I could succeed in making my clients believe that they received the best legal assistance from me, regardless the outcome of the case. As a human being, I may prone to mistakes during my tenure as a judge. I will try my best to minimize the mistake and hope and trust that my mistakes will be corrected in appeal before they take effect. While we may have valid reasons to criticize and blame each other, we must wise and mature enough not to drag this institution into delicate and embarrassing situations. We must prioritize and uphold the reputation of this institution, as we may be lost in memory, but this institution must endure for the benefit of the generations to come. I am fortunate to have a wonderful life companion, my better half, Manjusha, who has supported me through thick and thin, my mother, M.H. Subaida, for nurturing me with strong values and morals. I am incredibly blessed to have a strong support in my family, friends, colleagues, teachers, staff, without whom all of this would only have been a dream. It would be uncharitable if I do not speak something in my mother tongue. It is a voice from my heart. എല്ലാവരോടും നന്ദി പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ട് ലോകത്ത് സമാധാനവും കാരുണ്യവും എന്നെന്നും നിറഞ്ഞു നിൽക്കട്ടെ എന്ന് ആശംസിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് എൻ്റെ വാക്കുകൾ ഉപസംഹരിക്കുന്നു. ജയ് ഹിന്ദ്.
Honorable Justice Syam Kumar.
Honorable Chief Justice Shri Vijayendra Desai, esteemed brother and sister judges, honorable former judges of this court, Advocate General, Additional Advocate General, President of the Kerala High Court Advocates Association, President of the Senior Advocates Association, President of the Kerala Women Lawyers Federation, Director General of Prosecution, law officers of the center and state, members of the legal fraternity, ladies and gentlemen. I am grateful to the Learned Advocate General and the President of the Kerala High Court Advocates Association for the warm welcome extended to me. I am deeply indebted to the Collegium of this Honorable Court and that of the Honorable Supreme Court for the confidence reposed in me and for recommending me for elevation as a judge of this court. I deem it a great honor and privilege to be sworn in as a judge of the highest court of the state. I am indebted to my parents and the teachers for equipping me well to travel so far. I bow in reverence to my teachers at NSS Public School West Fort Thrissur, St. Thomas College Thrissur, Government Law College Ernakulam, and the School of Legal Studies, Cochin University of Science and Technology. I was born to a lawyer father and a professor mother, and it was my mother's avocation that attracted me more. After grappling in vain with physics, which was my mother's subject, I shifted to my father's area of interest, namely law. I commenced my legal practice under the watchful eye and guidance of my father, who practiced law at Thrissur. After a certain period, when I expressed my desire to venture out and explore the world on my own, my father wholeheartedly supported me and encouraged me. Thus, I was able to travel to Mumbai and join the chambers of S. Venkateswaran, Senior Advocate, who was the doyen of maritime law, an area of practice till then unknown to me. I reverentially remember my guru, late S. Venkateswaran, Senior Advocate of the High Court of Bombay, and believe that had it not been for his guidance, blessings, and patronage, I would not have made it to where I am today. On my first day in my senior's office, I was deputed to work under Shri K.R. Sreedharan, Advocate, and from that very day, I have received brotherly affection and consideration in abundance from Shri K.R. Sreedharan, who is now a judge of the High Court of Bombay. I remember with gratitude the exhilarating days I had in the chambers of S. Venkateswaran and the help, assistance, and patronage received from his juniors, Shri V.K. Ramabhadran, Senior Advocate, Shri V. Subramani, Kumar, and S. Priya. Once I decided to shift my practice to Ernakulam, I was fortunate to have been taken in as a junior associate in Southern Law Chambers, a law firm which had Justice M.U. Isaac, Justice Kochithoman, and Justice Matthews P. Matthew as its former partners. I am indebted to late K.P. Vijayan, who was the senior partner of Southern Law Chambers, for generously providing me with professional opportunities and constant encouragement. In the course of the last more than 2 decades of my practice before this court, I have received encouragement in ample measure from the bench and from the senior advocates. I refrain from naming each of them only due to paucity of time. I express my profound gratitude to all. Though I had chosen my father's profession over that of my mother's, passion for teaching never left me, and it took me to law schools across the state and beyond. As a guest faculty, I am thankful to the scores of my students who, over a period of 2 decades, prodded me to read wider and equipped me to think on my feet. On the professional front, with my constant forays into academics, my office would have floundered had it not been the help and dedication of my colleagues. I could not have run my office successfully without Sneha Rajiv, Kripa Elizabeth Matthews, Rosie P.F., and Father Philip N. Joseph. My suit clerk, T.S. Chandramohanan, has been my constant companion for the last more than 20 years. That he would flip through latest law journals during his pastime and point out to me precedents of relevance should convey how dear and precious he was to my office. My wife, Sandhya Mangot, and my daughter, Neelima Mangot, have stood by me through all my professional and academic pursuits. Though I have never been able to attend a single open house held in my daughter's school, both of them have never held it against me. My sister Sunanda and brother-in-law Rekhu Nambiat have been helpful and supportive all along. I owe my success to my family. Today, when I venture to take up on a new and challenging responsibility, I seek your blessings and guidance. Jai Hind.
Honorable Justice Mr. Harisankar Menon.
Honorable the Chief Justice Shri A.J. Desai, brother and sister judges of this Honorable Court, Additional Advocate General of the State Shri Jayachandran, President of the Kerala High Court Advocates Association Shri Yeshwant Shenai, President of the Senior Advocates Association Shri Sugunapalan, President of the Kerala Federation of Women Lawyers Srimati P.K. Shandama, are the law officers of the state and central governments, registrars of this Honorable Court, former judges of the Supreme Court and the High Court, senior advocates, other members of the bar, my friends, family members, ladies and gentlemen. As I begin this journey, shouldering this great responsibility, I prostrate before the Almighty for showering His blessings upon me. Let me mark my gratitude to the Learned Additional Advocate General and the President of the Kerala High Court Advocates Association for the words spoken about me. I thank the members of the Collegium of this Honorable Court, Honorable the Chief Justice Shri A.J. Desai, Justice Shri A. Muhammad Mushtaq, and Dr. Justice A.K. Jaishankar Nambia for the confidence placed in me. I also thank the members of the Collegium of the Supreme Court of India for having approved the recommendation of the Collegium of the High Court. To the members of the bar whose sentiments have been reflected by the Learned Additional Advocate General and the President of the Kerala High Court Advocates Association, I shall strive to live up to your expectations of me and be true and faithful to the oath taken by me. Of my parents' 3 sons, I was the least expected to turn to this profession, despite my father, late Shri Vijayan Menon, being a formidable force in the field. He was my guiding force in more than one. My mother, late Srimati Madatil Marat Shobana Vijayan, was a not so silent push that guided me through life, and I am now thankful for. I wish they were here sitting before me to witness this, but I am sure they would be looking down on me and showering their blessings on me. I also bow my head before the 2 generations of lawyers who came before him, Shri Puttan Vitil Madhavan Marar, my maternal grandfather, and Rao Sahib Shri Patat Rao Nimara, my maternal great-grandfather. It has been my biggest privilege to be a 4th-generation lawyer, and I am deeply humbled by the lineage and the doyens towering above me. I am grateful to my wife, Advocate Meera V. Menon, who has been my constant companion through the life's best and worst. Having gone through the experience of the Government Law College Ernakulam as classmates, having been my partner in moot courts, and having enrolled into the bar on the very same day, she has been the best support one could ask for, both professionally and in life, always in step with me. Never a step behind, if only one step ahead. I also thank my dear children, Advocate Parvati Menon and Manjunath Menon, who are the source of my happiness and my window to the present day. I also take this opportunity to thank my brothers, Air Commodore retired Venugopal V. Menon, VSM, and Shri Raghunandan V. Menon, for whom I was a real punching bag, to which exercise I owe my dimple on my left cheek. I also thank their families. I also take this opportunity to thank my mother-in-law, Srimati Valor Valsukumari, for treating me not like a son-in-law, but as an elder son. Along with her, I also thank Advocate V. Ramachandran, my wife's maternal uncle, both of whom had the courage to entrust my wife to a 23-year-old me with no doubt, a feat I realized was unlike any other. I bow before the memory of my father-in-law, late Shri Menon, whom I have never met but all the more hold in high regard. I also thank my brother-in-law, Advocate Mahesh Menon, and his family. I also take this opportunity to thank my extended family, both on my side and my wife's, several of whom are present here today. I do not venture to take names only because of the names are too many. At this juncture, I am taking a moment to acknowledge my team at Vijayan and Associates. Shri Ajit Kumar, my most efficient clerk and the backbone of the office, has been less of a clerk and more of a brother to me. Shri Muralidharan, my stenographer, Shri Rajesh, my office boy, and my team, Advocates Srijit, Krishna, Achyut Menon, Parvati Menon, and Padmanathan. Thank you for ensuring that my father's name is always held in the highest of regards by the legal fraternity with your inimitable practice. This reply would not be complete if I do not acknowledge the encouragement given to me in my initial years of practice by Justice Shri C.N. Ramachandra Nair, a member of this Honorable Court who needs no introduction to the legal fraternity, as also Shri D. Shankaran Kuti, the retired chairman, Kerala Sales Tax Appellate Tribunal. I do not venture to promise as to how I am going to be as a member of this bench, but I assure you that I will strive to uphold my oath. Thanking you. Jai Hind.
Honorable Mr. Justice Manu.
Honorable Mr. Justice A.J. Desai, Honorable the Chief Justice of the High Court of Kerala, Honorable brother and sister judges, former judges of this court, learned Additional Advocate General Sri K.P. Jayachandran, Sri Ashok M. Cherian, learned DGP Sri T.A. Shaji, learned Additional DGP Sri Gracious Kuriakos, State Attorney Sri Manoj Kumar, Chairman of the Bar Council of Kerala Sri K.N. Anil Kumar, President of the Kerala High Court Advocates Association Sri Yeshwant Shenoy, President of the Senior Advocates Association Sri N.N. Sugunapalan, President of the Federation of Women Lawyers Srimati P.K. Shandamma, respected senior lawyers, esteemed brother and sister lawyers, all law officers of the central and state government, Registrar General and other officers of the registry, staff of the High Court, advocate clerks, ladies and gentlemen, warm good evening to one and all. I express my sincere gratitude to the learned Additional Advocate General and the President of the Kerala High Court Advocates Association for their gracious remarks on this momentous occasion in my professional life. After completing my BSc degree, I opted to pursue a career in the legal profession. Following the attainment of my law degree, I underwent pre-enrollment training at the Kottayam Bar under the mentorship of Sri M.S. Karunakaran, a renowned criminal lawyer. Despite my subsequent shifting to this court, my bondage with him remains firm and strong. I commenced practice as a lawyer of this court in December 1998. As a first-generation lawyer, my understanding of practicing law, particularly at the High Court level, was initially quite limited. However, the consistent guidance, care, support extended by my revered senior, Sri K. Gopalakrishna Guru, the present Advocate General, shaped my career within this august institution. It was at the instance of his wife, Srimati Geeta, my cousin, and her mother, late Srimati Sharadamani, who is my paternal aunt, I relocated my practice to Ernakulam and joined his chambers. I remained under my senior's guidance approximately for 1.5 decades. It was a period marked by invaluable grooming and fine-tuning. I am deeply indebted to him and his wife, and I seize this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude to both of them. My father, Sri K.S. Sreedharan Nair, a retired headmaster, was deeply involved in social and political activities. He had the habit of dedicating himself to every responsibility he assumed and marking his tenures with explicit achievements. I made sincere efforts to follow his attribute in my social and professional life wherever I assumed new responsibilities. My mother, D. Satidevi, a homemaker, took care of me and my sister in an exemplary manner and still extends constant support to our families with boundless love and concern. I am elated to have both of them here to witness this occasion. My wife, Dr. Remya, is an Ayurveda physician. After obtaining her degree with first rank, she was actively involved in practice for about 15 years, working in various companies and hospitals. She then limited her practice to consultations at home to take care of me and our children. My beloved sons Srihari and Sriram have missed my presence even on their special days since early childhood. They have grown up with a perfect understanding of my professional obligations and are constant sources of love and affection for me. My sister Dr. Dhanya, brother-in-law Sri Satish Kumar and nieces Amrita and Akshaya always extend affection and support to me. I am deeply indebted to all members of my family for their perfect understanding of my professional constraints and unwavering support. On this occasion, I express my respect and gratitude to all my teachers in the institutions where I studied. I am blessed with a galaxy of friends who have stood with me always. I am thankful to each and every one of them. When I was engaged as a central government counsel, Honorable Mr. Justice N. Nagaresh was the leader of the team in his capacity as the Assistant Solicitor General of India. The learned Additional Solicitor General of India of the Supreme Court, Sri K.M. Nadaraj, was the then ASGI for the Southern Zone. Both of them, like two elder brothers, guided and supported me all along. I am deeply indebted to both of them for changing the course of my career and instilling confidence in me to shoulder any challenging responsibilities. I had the opportunity to serve as the Deputy Solicitor General of India during the tenure of Honorable Mr. Justice S. Manikumar, Honorable Mr. Justice S.V. Bhatti, Judge Supreme Court of India, and Honorable Mr. Justice A.J. Desai as Chief Justices of this court. I received immense support from all of them. Honorable Mr. Justice C.T. Ravikumar, Judge Supreme Court of India, has been a source of encouragement for me for past several years. Many of the sitting and former judges of the court were kind to me and encouraged me in their courts. I express my sincere gratitude to all of them on this occasion. Many of the senior members of this bar are my well-wishers and youngsters are my friends. I have always tried to maintain a cordial relation with all lawyers, friends, and cooperated with the Kerala High Court Advocates Association in all its endeavors. I am committed to continue my association with the lawyer fraternity in my new role also. My associates, past and present, need special mention for shouldering the responsibilities of running my offices efficiently. They were real pillars of strength for me. Staff of the office of the DSGA also provided me immense support. I had the opportunity to represent prestigious central agencies, including NIA, CBI, ED, DRI, Customs, etc., as well as the armed forces of the Union in many challenging and sensitive litigations. I am thankful to the officers and staff of such agencies, forces, as well as many central government departments for the support extended to me for effectively discharging my duties. Collegium of this court, consisting of the Honorable Chief Justice, Honorable Mr. Justice A. Mohammad Mushtaq, and Honorable Mr. Justice A. K. Jayashankaran Nambiar, considered me worthy of elevation. I express my sincere gratitude for their appreciation of my professional life. The Honorable Chief Justice of India and the other members of the Collegium of the Honorable Supreme Court recommended me by asserting the primacy of judiciary in assessing the merit of a candidate considered for elevation. I am grateful to the members of the Collegium of the Honorable Supreme Court for the confidence reposed on me. I am a devout believer and an ardent devotee. I attribute all my achievements to the grace of God. I was fortunate to obtain a favorable judgment in the first case I argued in this case, a case that was reported in all important law journals shortly after my entry to the bar. From that moment to this significant occasion in my professional life, I had the blessings of the Almighty in abundance. I regard the responsibility of administering justice as sacred, and with utmost humility, I bow before the supreme power and seek guidance in discharging my duties efficiently to uphold the oath I have solemnly taken. Thank you all. Jai Hind.
Honorable Mr. Justice Easwaran S.
Honorable Chief Justice A.J. Desai, brother and sister judges of this court, former judges of this court, Sri K.P. Jayachandran, Additional Advocate General, Sri T.A. Shaji, Director General of Prosecution, Sri Gracious Kuriakos, Additional Director of Prosecution, Yashwant Shernai, President, Kerala Advocate Association, President, Senior Advocate Association, State Attorney, President, Indian Federation of Women Lawyers, Registrar General, members of the bar, relatives and friends. I am exhilarated to be blessed by an inspiring mother and a blessing suffered on me by the Almighty, without which I would not have stood before you to address. I must admit, my entry to this profession was by default. With an inexperienced mind, which withered into whiteness 35 years ago, prompting me to opt for a career in medicine. Little did I realize what future beckons for me. Without any reason to offer, I was averse to join law. I couldn't persuade myself to join law for no reasons to offer. Once I started the career in science subject, which I chose, which was completely failure. But still, I decided to go for a graduation on the subject. But the destiny had something else stored for me. On the verge of completing the graduation, the realization came to the fold that the aversion to join law was not a wise move. However, I did not have the courage to stand before my father and express my desire to join law because I had chosen a path which was a completely failure. My decision to join law was not, however, well taken by my father, who believed that I was a misfit to the profession, considering my cavalier attitude towards life and approach towards the studies. Nevertheless, the decision to join law was final and started at Government Law College, Thrissur, and later got transferred to Government Law College, Ernakulam. On successful completion of the course, I was required to join the chambers of a senior member of the bar, but I politely refused. Perhaps my mind was not prepared to accept any other person other than my father as a guru, and I was able to assimilate strength to stand before him and refuse the suggestion, which was surprisingly yielded. However, when I joined the father's chamber as an apprentice, little did I realize the future beckons for me. Learning the nuances of the profession from under your father is not an easiest way. The first realization came on the day I joined the chambers, perhaps imbibed by a deep-rooted belief that the father is always a bad teacher. There was absolutely no assistance given to a junior member of the chamber. The tryst with the destiny started on the next day after my enrollment, when I was asked to appear for an admission for the second appeal matter. The endurance which I had to put for nearly an hour and a half was not sufficient to secure admission for the client. The austerity which I was dealt with both by the bench and my father made me realize the path ahead would be never full of roses. It became inevitable that even for adjournments, the entire brief was required to be prepared, especially since an entry to the profession was being closely watched by the bar and the bench. The grim realization came that it never pays easy to be a part of legacy. Being a member of the fourth generation lawyer had its own difficulties. You are not expected to fault under any circumstances. The comparison with the greats of the profession, which certainly was to give you sleepless nights. Success does not come your way always. There has been instances where one was dealt with mercilessly, but these experiences only made my mind more stronger with a desire to strive hard. Slowly, the realization of certain aspects of professional life came forth. One was required to observe and learn the most important aspects of a career as a lawyer. What one should do as a lawyer to stay true towards the brief, and finally, how not to conduct yourselves of a lawyer. I believe I was able to uphold these virtues to this date, which made me reach the pinnacle point in my life. A 6-year tenure under my father was brought to an abrupt end on a Friday morning, 25th June 2005, when the heartbreaking news came from the hospital where he was admitted for a treatment for a migraine ailment, that he suffered a massive cardiac arrest. At that point, I felt the destiny was cruel to me. Losing the senior member of the family and your father, guru, mentor, who was the backbone of the massive establishment catering to the needs of the several public institutions, whose engagement would have reached the point of zenith, was sufficient to send shivers down one's mind. I was, however, fortunate to have my side few persons who I believed shaped my destiny thereafter. My mother, who was always would advise me to take success and failure in his stride without having any special feeling, which I would admit that I am yet to achieve it. She is certainly the strongest point in my life, without whom I believe I would not stood the test of time. My senior clerk, late Appukutan Nair, who served 4 generations of lawyers, starting from my great-grandfather, who had privilege of taking 3 generations of lawyers, including me to enrollment, starting my father, and lastly my office assistant turned lawyer, Mr. P. Muralidharan. Their guidance and strength gave me realize the virtues upon which the legacy was built, which bestowed on me the strength to carry the burden on my shoulders. At this moment, the most important person in my life who I would be missing would be my father. I have felt that the fate were cruel to me when it decided to take him from my life. Even after 18.5 years of this loss, I am still unable to accept the reality. No matter how tall I grow, I would still look upon as inspiration. I am sure the blessings would be showered from heaven. I believe he would have cherished this moment. But divinity had something else for me. Perhaps without his blessings and guidelines from the heavenly above, I would not have reached this point. I would be failing in my duty if I don't recognize my support, the support of my wife, Shri Shri, who had absolutely no idea what would be the life if you choose the lawyer as a partner. But surely to my surprise, she coped the pressure excellently well and was instrumental in shaping the career of my 3 sons, E. Subramani, E. Krishnan and E. Harisankar. My first son is doing 6th semester BTech in Model Engineering College, Trikakara. The second son is the student of BTech in the 2nd semester, and my 3rd son is a class 10 student at Bhavan's Girinagar. Perhaps my children would be feeling that I may not have spent quality time with them in their younger days, but I am sure in the later years they will realize the sacrifice one has to make to reach the position. A lawyer's success is gauged by the client he retains. Looking back, I would be failing my duty if I don't recognize the role of 2 institutions which shaped my destiny. Life Insurance Corporation of India and Indian Bank, 2 premier institutions showed faith in me as a novice in provision. These 2 institutions continued with my office for the 3rd generation. This was indeed the greatest recognition of a young lawyer who had only put 6 years of service at bar. Before concluding, I would like to remember with gratitude the family, friends, and well-wishers and family members who stood by my side and supported the cause. I am deeply indebted to my maternal grandmother and the uncles who have played crucial role in shaping my destiny. My 2 sisters who are present here are really my strength. Their resolute and support to my mother was immense. Their support gave her the strength to guide me in the right course. Before concluding, I would remind myself with regard to the challenges before me. Law is dynamic and is always evolving. New challenges present itself. The volume of work handled by the judiciary, which has stood tremendous pressure due to high expectation. I am certain in mind that the job entrusted on me is not easy. A judge is not infallible. He is bound to make mistakes. The role of the bar comes in such circumstances. It would be the duty of the bar to guide me to take wiser decisions and to preserve the rich tradition of the bar. Jai Hind.
Honorable Mr. Justice Manoj PM.
The Honorable Chief Justice Ashok Desai, brother and sister judges, Learned Advocate General, Additional Advocate General, State Attorney, Director General of Prosecution, the Additional Director of Prosecution, the President of Kerala High Court Advocates Association, Srimati P.K. Shandama, President, Kerala Federation of Women Lawyers, former judges of this court, other dignitaries present, respected elders, esteemed and affectionate learned members of the bar, members of the High Court staff and the staff of the Advocate General's Office, members of the Kerala High Court Advocates Clerks Association, friends, well-wishers, ladies and gentlemen. I place on record my gratitude for the kind words spoken of me. This is essentially a moment for thanksgiving. First and foremost, I most humbly thank the Supreme Being for blessing me with this great honor. According to the realist school of jurisprudence, law is defined in terms of judicial decisions, not as a set of rules. Law originates from the judges, so the law is determined by what the courts do, not what they say. I extend most sincere gratitude to all those judges who have contributed to the rich tradition of this great institution that has given her the glory of being beacon in the Indian justice delivery system. In this poignant moment, I am delighted that I am vested with the duties and responsibilities as a judge of this esteemed constitutional court. I wish to express my sincere gratitude to the Collegium of the Kerala High Court and the Supreme Court for recommending, reiterating and forwarding my name. Looking back to my journey so far, being a first-generation lawyer, I realize that this achievement is the summation of the contributions of many persons who have helped, guided and supported me throughout my life. I enter the office with the blessings of my ever-loving and respected parents, late PM Madhavan and Kalyani PV, who have always believed in my strength and encouraged me in every endeavor I have decided to step into. I did my primary schooling in ALPS Pudurkara, where my mother was a teacher, following which I completed my high school in CMS High School, Thrissur. My pre-degree and degree in Bachelor of Philosophy were done in Sri Kallama College, Thrissur. I had honor to be an alumnus of Symbiosis Law College, Pune, where I graduated in law. A quest of finding out jurisprudential elements in every issue of common parlance that we deal with was planned in me during my postgraduate studies at Cochin University of Science and Technology. At this juncture, I wholeheartedly and fondly remember the role of my teachers during my school college days, which has left an everlasting note on me in carrying forward my role as a professional with honesty and commitment. Though I am not expressing anybody by name, it is done to prevent any omission of names from happening, which would be a great injustice. I remember with affection the initial guidance and support I received from Advocate S.K. Devi, who played an instrumental role in my joining litigation practice. It was she who recognized a lawyer in me and gave me all the encouragement to move on in my profession. I am ever thankful for the assistance I obtained from senior advocate, late C.V. Vasudevan, with whom I spent my initial 1 year of advocacy. I also remember with admiration and gratitude the encouragement and validation I received at the hands of senior advocate S. Ramesh Babu, who has been my toughest critic and best admirer, and who played a substantial role in shaping my career during my initial days. The skill and proficiency in advocacy that I was able to attain from him were unmeasurable. I had the opportunity to serve in the role of government pleader and senior government pleader, for which I bow with reverence and gratitude to senior advocate late C.P. Sudhakar Prasad and his entire team for having the utmost confidence in me. I am not distinctively mention anyone in specific, but I reserve my gratitude towards them for being my guiding lamps. I am thankful to my family, including my late father late PM Madhavan, mother Kalyani PV, my beloved wife Vinitha PK, my lovable sons Manu P. Manoj and Manas P. Manoj, and my lone sister Gigi and her family for reconciliation and appeasement showed upon me in all hardships as a lawyer, and for bearing with me in roller coaster ride of a professional life I've experienced. They have mercifully and appreciatively put up with it all love, care and affection. There has been a curtain of lawyers who unsolicitedly promoted my professional growth, including not only my associates and junior colleagues in my present office, but also my earlier associates and his team, and the clerks who assisted me during the entire career till this day, without whose wholehearted support I would not have made it to this day. I would have loved to name them, but the list is large, which limits me in my duty to remember them all with affection and to express gratitude, which I prefer to reserve. I deem it privileged to be elevated to the bench, but to be honest, I must say I never dreamt about it at any point of time, which might have been the reason that I was startled and taken by surprise on hearing about me being considered for the same. I am conscious about the responsibilities vested on me, on my shoulders as a judge of the Constitutional Court of this country, and I ensure you all that I will categorically work hard to overcome my limitations and do everything possible to my extent to make certain that I carry out my duties commendably and meritoriously with the support of the bar. Thank you. Jai Hind.
I take the permission of the Honorable Chief Justice to finish the ceremony.